Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are from Eyes on Cricket with Norman Kochnik and Anneysha Thakkar this time. It's a double header, and as we all know that I joined during the double headers, and we have we actually go ahead with an amazing conversation with two games. Today's games are Rajasthan Royals versus Sunrisers Hyderabad, and the next game, which is an evening game in India according to Indian Standard Time, which is Punjab Kings versus Delhi Capitals. After yesterday's match, I mean, what a brilliant match it was. Just the way all the fans, all the viewers expected to be. I mean, the clash of the titans, which was Chennai Super Kings versus Mumbai Indians. I mean, once the match got over, I do host shows for I do host pre-shows, post shows, and I literally wanted to breathe, and I was like, let me be calm first, and then I'm going to host the show. But it was amazing. It was amazing. I mean, just imagine, only Mumbai Indians can do this. Only Mumbai Indians can go ahead with this kind of run chase. I repeat, only Mumbai Indians, specifically Pollard, can go ahead with this run chase. What do you have to say, Norman, about this?
Where do I start? I mean, Kieran Pollard, the way he, on the last over, knew that he could win the game when he had a ball which he hit to the boundary, which was a single, but possibly two. He said, no, I don't want to get singles. I'm going to do this in fours and sixes. He had no pressure. He knew exactly what he was doing. He deserves every craw that he gets, every single one. He deserves what Meredith is getting, what Richardson's getting, what Morris is getting. They should all give it to Pollard because he's box office. He's what we come to see in the IPL. We don't want to see a bowler bowling baseball-style full tosses. McGiddy, what was he doing? These full tosses. Well, he needs a glove and a baseball cap. He was playing the wrong sport, for God's sake. What was going on there? Was I watching cricket or was I watching New York Yankees versus the LA Dodgers or something? Crazy. I'm sorry. I mean, I had to rub my eyes and wonder what sport I'm watching.
During the commentary, the Indian commentators were like, a player in need is a Pollard in need. They were bang on. I mean, what was he doing? Amazing.
Exactly.
And it actually reminded, Alan is there. Welcome, Alan.
Hello, how are you?
Not too bad. Anneysha, meet Alan.
Yes, and what a great pleasure. It's such an honor to be hosting this show with you. Thank you so much for joining us.
No, it's good. It's good to be here. That is for sure. That's the cricket on in the background. See, Pakistan's already won. I didn't know Zimbabwe were playing cricket. I thought they'd given up.
No, Zimbabwe is still playing cricket. Did you see, Alan, did you see Kieran Pollard's innings last night?
I saw bits of it. I saw that he's starting to just... Someone said he's starting to come into his own now after all these years, so it's not too shabby. He's getting better and better.
Amazing.
I also saw Dave Warner, something about his stepping down as captain.
I can tell you, Anneysha, would you like me to talk about that?
Yeah, definitely.
I haven't watched a lot of it because, you know what, it's just, having played the game, and you go in front of 90,000, and with all this COVID going on, it's like, I'm amazed they get out and play, but it just can't be going out in front of like the MCG, 90,000. It's just amazing. So how they do it is just incredible. I think the English lad, Liam, someone's gone home because he's fed up with the bubble.
Yeah, there are quite many actually, not just
one.
It's
been very testing for everybody, I would have thought.
You know, it's not that easy to be in that bubble. Very difficult.
It's not. Alan, let me just explain what's happened with Dave Warner and also with the COVID situation, which you know about. I know. I mean, our treasurer, our deputy prime minister, Josh Frydenberg, made the announcement from May 1st, which was yesterday, to May 15th, of course. There is a total ban of Australians, Indian origin or not, coming from India to Australia, period. And if they are found to have done so, there's a $66,000 Australian dollar fine and or a 5-year imprisonment, 5-year jail term, and potentially both. Now, Australians, let's say there's some 9,000 out of, did you know this figure, Anneysha? There's 9,000 wanting to come to Australia. There's some 36,000 from around the world trying to get back to Australia. 9,000 being those from India. there were 600 on a so-called watch list, which Australia is suspicious of entering Australia wrongly. Quite substantial numbers. So they do watch the flight paths. They're aware that people are coming from India to the likes of Sri Lanka, Malaysia, Singapore, and New Zealand, trying to attempt to go to Australia with their Australian passports. So Australia's onto it. They're fully aware of that. Now, it's disturbing, though, from a human rights perspective. Do we have such an ability to fine people for coming home? It sounds bizarre, and it is bizarre. And I think it was fought in a court of law. None of those fines or penalties will be held up. You won't find anyone being charged $60,000, and no one will get 5 years sentencing. Period. Okay, it's a threat rather than reality. The lawyers would stomp all over it because you're blocking access of Australians back to their own country.
It's illegal.
Yeah.
It's illegal. So you can't stop a citizen coming back to their own country. You can
exactly.
I guess if they're a criminal, you can take their citizenship off of them if they're not born here. Like I wasn't born here, so they go, Alan, you robbed a bank, bad lad, back to England you go. Bring out another convict.
Yeah, I heard the players are actually planning, all the players, all the Australian players who, after the IPL, they're going to get back to England with the Indian players.
Okay.
I received a phone call this morning, I was just telling Norman, from a former great West Indian cricketer, a Jamaican, former West Indian captain, Jimmy Adams. And the first thing he said to me, Al, man, he's Antigua at the moment. He goes, Al, man. I said, hang on, buddy. I've spoken to him about 8 years. And he says, I spoke to him yesterday. He's like, the Australian players, I'm worried. What are they going to do? I said, well, if they can't come back to Australia, which can't not be allowed to, it's quite simple. Fly to England, go to the Caribbean. A couple of weeks in Jamaica on the beach, bit of fitness, can't go wrong. Look at the positives.
Oh, no. Okay. Okay, let me just say this. Let me finish what I was going to say. First and foremost, we've got that ban in place. Okay. It's only until May 15th. It probably won't stick. Even if Indians or those, say, Australian citizens who may have Indian derivation come through eventually to Darwin, they'll be held in a quarantine there for 2 weeks. So really it's not a true issue here. The only concern was probably that they would go via New Zealand and come in through Australia without a quarantine existing. But that would have caused problems, understandably, if all these people from India with potentially COVID would make their way through New Zealand to Australia. But you'd think the way that the biosecurity laws are in place, that wouldn't be happening. So there was a fellow from the location of Cook Islands who came to Australia via New Zealand without quarantine. And that was the issue that they were worried about. Anyway, that's one thing. Dave Warner has been unceremoniously sacked or dropped, not only from the captaincy, but he won't be playing today in the team. If you look at the media release, it's quite clear.
Yeah, there's a few up in arms about that. Yeah, there's a few up in arms saying he's been one of the best players of all time for the IPL and gone.
No, I think there's something more than meets the eye there. Certainly, I think the issue is around the combinations of the team, and you're talking about the need to bring Jason Holder in or even a Jason Roy. Rashid Khan's not going to be dropped, nor is Williamson is now his captain and Besto. So there's a real balance issue there. Whether it's Warner not being able to play because of his ability to play, it's another thing. You could even see
his little shenanigans in South Africa. I couldn't see it anything to do with that. Or as a person, as a character. I mean, Kevin Peterson played 100 Test matches for England, and we all knew he was an oddball. And then finally, 100 Tests, off you go. But as a person,
I agree with you.
Brilliant. But
I agree with you.
Strange chap. He played with me I'll tell you a story. He played with me at Hampshire with Warney.
You could see.
Pardon?
Sorry, Alan. You could see Warner end up being swapped to another team potentially. He could end up being in Mozambique Royals next week. So let's wait and see.
Norman, on this topic, I would like to say a few things. The change of captaincy where we see Williamson today. First, there'll be a change in mood in the dressing room. You see, when there is a change in the captain in the middle of the tournament, you see there's a very quiet environment in the dressing room. There's an ego clash because there's a change in captaincy. There are certain things which should be kept in mind while they play? Because you guys were mentioning that who do we see? Who as a replacement of Warner we see? You mentioned Jason Roy, batsman, but then they can also go with Nabi, who could give SRH another spin bowling, or even with Mujib. Don't you think that's it?
Absolutely.
Sorry, I watched him in England a while ago. It was dynamite, but he hasn't quite done it for me consistently. Or I'm missing something. So I watched him play. Sorry, it looked really, really good. Like Butler. I think Butler's come on more when they're at the same level. Josh Butler. He played some crazy shots.
Guys, you can hear me both, can't you? Clearly, correct?
Yeah.
Because you're both frozen on my screens, but I'm hearing you talk. But I'm getting this.
No, we're moving.
I'm getting.
This is because of the network problem we're getting fixed.
You see, Perth is
Alan, don't pick your nose, because you'll be like this.
But you know, about the change in captaincy, there are positive things. We all know the captaincy skills of this man. Staying very calm and cool on the field, always smiling. And what's good is he's often he's very often plays with the mind of the batsman in setting the fields. That is a very good change in SRH. But again, there will be negative things also, like change in the captaincy during the tournament, middle of the tournament. I'm going to observe it both in positive and negative things. Mostly there are positive things, but there would be some negative impact also, I feel.
There always is, because of egos. Some guys will love Warner and not like who's coming in as Captain Williamson, and vice versa. You get it all the time. But you know what? You're a professional player. You do your job.
Yeah, that's again true. 200%. Yeah. Also, SRH is mainly dependent on top 3 overseas batsmen. There should be share of responsibility among middle order with Manish Pandey. Back and side again. Is this the best batting unit SRH could have, Norman?
Okay. Look, I'm extremely curious as to what they will do today. I don't know whether they'll necessarily go that far for this match. I think they're going to only have Warner out and a Jason Roy in. That's my impression, like for like almost. But ultimately, whatever happens with Dave Warner, he'll be an asset to the next team he goes to. Okay? And that's the issue. Was that what you were asking, Anneysha? Was that what you wanted to know?
No, I wanted to know that SRH top order, they are mostly dependent on the top 3 batsmen.
Absolutely.
But there should be share of responsibility in the middle order also with Manish Pandey, back and side again. So don't you think that the middle order should perform just the way the top 3 order are performing?
Well, you're right. Manish Pandey should be back in the side and up the order. And Williamson should be further down to show up the middle order. Is that what you're thinking, or the reverse?
No, I'm saying that the top 3 order is perfect, right? So they are mostly dependent on the top 3 order. But what they have to see is that the same share of responsibility should be in the middle order also.
Absolutely. They're totally right. Very, very, very much right. Anneysha, there's a question here.
Yeah.
Now, Hrishikesh Papa, you know full well where she's from. From India.
Anneysha is from Australia or India. Hrishikesh, what do you think? What do my name suggest?
If it was Anneysha Smith,
let him only answer. Let him only answer.
Now we have.
Hrishikesh is from India. Okay, we have Shripali. Hello and welcome on board, Shripali. What a great pleasure to have you on board. Thank you so very much for joining. Thank you for giving us your precious time.
Can you see, Shripali?
So how are you all?
Great.
Great.
Fantastic.
Yeah, no.
It's a very important question right now. Looking at the situation, the COVID-19 situation, I feel that the first thing everyone should ask each other is, how are you? At this point of time.
Yeah. Yeah, which is true in Sri Lanka also, is the worst. Looks like similar, not similar to India, but we heard so many things from India. Oh my God, it's going to be worst and worst in next 2 weeks. We have to be careful, actually.
Yes, yes. So I think I am the only one from India as of now in this broadcast. And the situation is worse here, worse. Like also, because
Yeah.
Shripali has also joined, I first thing I want to ask you that you have, are you watching the IPL tournament in a regular basis? Shripali is fixed for me. Yeah, Shripali, am I audible? Can you hear me,
Testing,
Shabal?
Shripali?
So, sorry, Anneysha. Yeah, I was stuck. Now I can hear.
Yeah. All right. So
Okay.
I wanted to know, like, are you a regular viewer of the Indian Premier League? Are you regular? I think she can't hear me.
I think she can hear. Let me just. Shapali, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear. I think my internet connection is slow.
That's
All
okay.
right.
It's showing me.
So I think I am going to throw this question to both Shripali and Alan. You know, you see, here in India, the media and the press, they are targeting Indian Premier League. It's a soft target for them. They are saying that right now, looking at the situation, people should stop Indian Premier League and the stadium should be changed to beds for the one who is in need. But you know, I don't agree with them, because at this point of time where BCCI is doing a fantastic job keeping the players in the bio bubble, they are also going through a difficult phase. Most of the players' families are suffering from the same disease, but still they are playing. You know, when there is IPL, yesterday during the match, more than 3 lakhs, in fact, more than that, 30 lakhs viewers were watching the broadcast. You see, at that point of time, if you can restrict those viewers at home, what's bad in that? At least they are staying at home and they are getting that mental peace during the lockdown. Each and every city is having their own kinds of lockdown in India. If you can restrict those people, if you can give them some mental peace, what's wrong in that? And also, there's one more point. If you're targeting Indian Premier League, this particular league is giving a livelihood to thousands and thousands of people. You just can't see the rich. You just can't see Shah Rukh Khan or Preeti Zinta or Ambani's in IPL. You have to see all those people, all those groundsmen who are actually doing those work. I mean, making those backdrop, clearing the grass and everything. They are just getting those what do you call 3,000, 4,000 INR every day. They have to run their family at the end of the day. So this is actually giving livelihood to so many people, and people are saying, let's stop Indian Premier League. If you need to stop Indian Premier League, why not the OTT platforms and all the other entertainment source who are actually spreading the disease? I mean, the way BCCI is protecting the players, I don't think any other venture or some other people are doing the same. You see the political rallies here; they actually raise this. Today, the situation in India is just because of the politicians who did this election, which was not required at this point of time. And now IPL is the soft target. People are playing this fantasy. Norman, I tell you, all those who actually updates these fantasies that this player has this strike rate or this run, all those who update this, there are so many people who are into fantasy, who are sitting at home and at least playing this. They are also earning out of it. They might be earning 2,000, 3,000, which is very, very minimal. They have to run their houses. But everybody is, for everyone, it's a soft target. IPL is the soft target. So I want to know, do you think IPL should be banned at this point of time, Shripali and Alan?
I don't think so at all. I think it's brilliant. And what else can you do at home? I know Indians are fanatical about cricket. The IPL is massive. Better than if you can't go to the game, watch it on TV. At least they're safe at home. As we would do here in Australia, put the barbecue on, and have the cricket on, and your friends are around, and obviously if you're lucky enough to have a pool, you jump in the pool. It's hot weather, and that's on when the coronavirus wasn't around, the COVID virus. But I think they're crazy to look at them as a soft target. But once again, politicians. I was talking to Norman earlier, where we have a premier of Western Australia here, and we went from having zero. Western Australia, we have about 2.3 million people. It's the biggest state in the world. And the United Kingdom fits into Western Australia.
Anneysha, can you hear me? Shapali, can you hear me?
Yeah.
And you're looking like this guy. We went from zero trouble.
Everyone, I'm not sure whether we've got a bit of internet problems.
There was three. And so he went that. It's like, this guy's crazy. So this guy is having a press conference today about having a lockdown because two people who are in a hotel in quarantine got the COVID-19 somehow. And I said, this guy, he's hopeless. 2.2 million in a state that per head of population, if you compare it to England or the United Kingdom, you'd be looking at about 920 million people in our state if it was as condensed as England or the population. This guy's hopeless. This guy, we haven't got a trouble in the world here. But one thing that amazes me is they're not very good at talking about the vaccine. I've been vaccinated, and because I look after my mum, she's 82, she's been vaccinated. We're going to lock you down. It's all politicians. Lockdown, it's all negative, doom and gloom. One person, two people have got this thing and they're in a hotel. We've been vaccinated, but they're crazy. Politicians, they're crazy. There's no way in the world to not even think about it.
What views
Yeah,
do you
actually, my view is, I know it's hard. Cricket is good thing to be enjoyed, but the thing is, COVID is so worse in India, not only India, all over the world. But the thing is, India has so many people crowded. We have to be careful when we play cricket or any sport or gathering, even parties. My view is we have to be careful because we can't predict what will happen next few hours, next day, tomorrow. So I think person by person, they should understand what to do, and to be safe, they have to use masks and gloves, covering their face. They have to do those kind of things. I think also most of the people should stay at home without going everywhere and talking with and gathering. They have to stop, of course. But IPL, actually, sometimes I'm also watching, so it's good entertainment tournament. All the world are watching. If BCI not allowed to come to outside people, so it's okay to play. So my view is this.
Also, Shripali, I would like to add one thing with this. I think it's a good platform to encourage people to get vaccinated, to wear their mask, because there are players. I mean, you see a MS Dhoni, you see a Virat Kohli, people consider them God. Just imagine Virat Kohli is getting vaccinated and encouraging 3 more people through IPL's platform that please, I am vaccinated and you go and get yourself vaccinated. It makes a lot of sense, IPL is actually using the platform to ask people, to make them do the necessary things which is required right now. And these players are going through a tough time. Just staying in the hotel and going to the stadium, coming back to the hotel, again going to the stadium is not easy at all. No after parties, nothing at all. They're just playing the game, that's it. No entertainment for them. They're just playing the game and entertaining all other people for that mental peace. So I don't think it should be banned at this point of time. Norman, what is your view?
Oh, I thought what Shapali said was excellent, and also what Alan said, and yourself. The only thing you can do as an individual is do the right things. Stay indoors, wear gloves, wear masks. If you're feeling ill, stay away from others. Follow the fundamental processes. If every individual does that, the problems are lessened 20-fold. Even India, with its incredible crowded conditions, go back to the fundamentals. I know it sounds hopeless. so many people are not doing well. But we all have to, we all have to contribute. We're so lucky in Australia. Here I am coughing, but I'm coughing because I probably had the wrong thing to eat more than anything else. It's not that. The reality is we're so lucky in Australia, but we followed the fundamentals. And even now, the ban's a bit crazy. I think that's a bit stupid, but the reality is we're trying to do everything we can to stop it happening. And we can only help, hopefully, India in the future and other countries. India is an amazing country. They're very resilient. They've come through many diseases, famines, droughts before, and they'll do it again. I'm very confident about that. And I have a lot of faith in them. Shapali, she knows me, and we know each other. The reality is I'm very proud of Sri Lankans as well, the way they approach things. I'm not so proud of English players, but I'm only joking, of course.
You can have a go. So, cool. I think it's hard. It's a different situation for every country. I mean, Western Australia's empty. Australia fits over Europe. Australia's the size of America, which has 340 million. We've got 22. Nobody lives here. So I think every country is different. That is for sure.
Hi, Keshav. Welcome back.
I think these guys, okay, it's tough. Hotel, cricket, no crowd, back to hotel. But you know what? They could be saving a lot of lives. You're not just talking about getting the COVID-19. You're talking about other things away from that, mental health, things like that. You know, they're helping in that way. And also, here's one thing I learned, because I've studied this a lot in the past,
which is
because of the virologists, the scientists, the whole lot. You know, there's three things that are very, very helpful for you. One of them is zinc tablets.
Yeah.
Iron. Iron tablets and vitamin D. They help with the
C
platelets
also.
and with below. Pardon?
Vitamin C also.
Yeah, and vitamin C. With vitamin D and iron. Because iron helps carry oxygen. Apparently, if you're struggling with iron. So
Okay,
Alan,
let me make you meet Keshav. I don't know you guys already know him or not. So Keshav is a musician, and he has his own channel where he does his podcast, and he is a cricket fanatic. And always a pleasure to do this with you, Keshav. So yeah, welcome back. I was having a conversation with Keshav last night that what just happened. I mean, he asked me to predict that who do you go for, MI or CSK? I was like, it's very difficult to predict when the Titans are playing together against each other, and see what happened. Also, when we were discussing about yesterday's match, Norman, then I'm going to come back to today's second game, because we have already spoken about Rajasthan Royals and versus Sunrisers Hyderabad. But before that, yesterday's match, let me tell you one thing. That miss of Faf missed that catch, if you remember, in a very crucial situation, being the best fielder for Chennai Super Kings. At that point of time, missing that catch did cost it a game for them. Don't you think so?
If I'm being really honest with you, the way Pollard was batting, I mean, okay, that was a significant move. You can't say that was the point where it really was lost. I'm not totally agreeing with
true, but they could have restricted few runs.
Oh yes, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Things happen like that. When Shapali played cricket for Sri Lanka, many a time she played her heart out and didn't win. And some occasions she went to bat and she won the game with the bat, not the ball. These things happen. I mean, I can remember the time Shapali was playing India. I was there in Sri Lanka, and she got mobbed. They won the game. It was a big win, beating India. It was great to watch. No, all right. And of course, Alan. Now, Alan, how many wickets did you take? You took 10 Dorcas. You took everybody.
I've got a couple. I don't know. First class test, one day, all stuff, about 1,300 or something. But don't.
Okay,
I'll show you something if you don't mind.
Yeah, look at that. Alan's got the best collection behind him. Kesha, do I know you? Have we met before? I don't think have we met? Hi, my name's Norman. Shake my hand.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, don't you think that how come this guy entered our broadcast? I mean, where did he get the link?
What are you saying?
I don't.
Show us.
Nice
Yeah,
to meet you
Alan.
all.
Yeah, absolutely. Alan was showing something. Yeah, Alan.
Okay, I've got obviously loads of trophies here, medals when you play for England, World Cup, and all sorts of stuff all over the place. I'll just lift this up maybe and stand out of the way. I've got a few things here.
Alan, we didn't want a full tour. We just wanted to bring some hats. What are you doing?
No, just quickly, just stuff everywhere. But my point being, Norman, is this. It's very simple. That is my favourite trophy.
Okay.
And Norman will probably know. I think you can see it. I'll get the camera going.
Well, is that the Western Australian Sheffield Shield one?
No. That is Gibbs Street under 13 runner-up batting trophy.
Oh.
And the only reason I didn't get the best batter, because that season I had a hernia. Now, for you guys, Shapali and Khrushchev, if you know anything about my batting, I wasn't very good. In fact, Norman knows I was rubbish. I think my test average was about 5.2.
But that was not your job, though.
Forgetting getting Gilchrist out and Tendulkar and Lara and all the rest of it. There you go. Actually, I had a good chat with former West Indian captain Jimmy Adams this morning. And he's in good form. He might be joining us soon, a little bit of luck. He's over in Antigua at the moment, very concerned about the Australian team and everybody in India and how they're going to get around the world and everyone in India stay safe, all that sort of stuff. So it's a bit tricky. But yes, so there you go, Norman. You cannot wind me up about my batting anymore because I've got a trophy. All about 200 years ago.
Shapali's just sent me a picture of her computer and says something went wrong, so she's getting back in. All right.
Yeah, sure. We'll definitely get her back. But at the same time, let's get back to today's game. We have spoken about Rajasthan Royals and Sunrisers Hyderabad. How about getting to the next game, which is Punjab Kings versus Delhi Capitals? Here, as Keshav joined us, I would like to ask Keshav that should Rajasthan Royals send Miller ahead of Shivam Dube tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the situation. Given the resources Rajasthan is left with, they don't have a lot of options, isn't it? I mean, the only option probably left to try out in the middle order is Mahipal Lomror. And yesterday I actually read that even Rassi van der Dusen is not coming to India anymore because there was some issue with his NOC. So that's yet another bad luck for them. But they have got to now acquire the services of this young South African all-rounder, Coetzee, who's I think 20-year-old and represented South Africa in the Under-19 World Cup as well. So probably they can look at him as an option, but as long as they have Miller in the team and the current 4 overseas player, I don't think he'll be able to make the place. And Miller has to perform. I mean, it doesn't matter if he comes above Shivam Dube or after him. Whatever situation he comes in, he's probably now the senior most batsman in that batting lineup. So it's a lot of load has been on Samson and Butler. So they themselves would expect Miller to do a bit of damage control if wickets go early. So yeah, I mean, you should be expecting things more from David Miller in terms of seniority than Shivam Dube. So see, Shivam, he has scored runs in the last couple of innings, but there's only so much he can do because he has got quite limited skills in terms of batting. He's a very onside dominated player, and if the ball is not in his radar, he'll end up with a strike rate which is not that great for the team. So yeah, I mean, maybe you could try him at the top order, so there he can get a bit more deliveries to settle down, and then later on take the strike rate up.
Also, there is this viewer SS wants introduce yourself, Shripali. Does she need an introduction? This lady
I don't think so. Keshav, you know Shripali, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
I sent you 5,000 videos of her bowling, batting, singing.
I think Shripali shouldn't do
Hi,
this.
Keshu, no?
Yes.
Keshu. Norman, I think you should answer your viewer that who
Can you
Shripali
hear me?
is.
Okay. Well, we can
Actually, Anneysha, I would like to mention.
She's fixed for us again. So Norman, why don't till that time? Why don't you introduce her to your viewers?
Shapali Murukoti played no less than 16 years for her country. She's a leading wicket taker, a fantastic all-rounder, vice-captain her country. Was a poster girl for the country by 100 miles. The most gorgeous woman I've met in a long time, other than Anneysha, of course. Incredibly, she's now a Masters of Training qualification from Australia. She is a wonder. She's doing extremely well, very successful personal training business in Sri Lanka, and a very good high-performance coach, as well as instructor for type teams. She's available for any IPL team, anyone that wants her in the future, women's or men's, she's available. She will do a great job. One of the best bowlers. She had a magnificent swing delivery, almost as good as Allen's. The ball went both ways, very often hit the top of off stump with her deliveries. Dismissing Harmanpreet Kaur. Harmanpreet Kaur was Shapali's bunny. Harmanpreet Kaur was panicking when she was facing Shapali. Trust me.
So, dear SS, do you want to know anything else? I think he has done it all. Thank you, Norman. All right. So again, till the time we get Shripali, fact getting catch of the match award was cringy and ironic. We have already spoken about it.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Well,
you know,
5 games, Sunrisers have won. So I share that with you.
yeah.
So the last 5 games, SRH have won against Rajasthan Royals. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it says here.
Okay.
Well, I was commentating for the BBC Cricket Info. It's very handy.
That's good. Keshu, are you a bit under the weather?
No,
You're very quiet.
because
You
I
don't
just
like that, I guess. No?
I just woke up and joined here, so that's why I'm wearing these glasses so that you don't see my sleepy eyes.
He's still in that sleeping mode.
It sounds
All right,
like
we have
very
not
nice.
spoken enough of the second game. Also, Keshav was, when he was talking about Miller and Dubey. Keshav, Rajasthan Royals, after a long gap, had a good batting power play, and their death over batting was as bad as their power play batting. I mean, they have to work on their death overs.
Yeah, they have to. I mean, see, if you talk about batting power play, then yes, I think it's still better than other teams because you have Samson and Butler in the top order. So if they can, go bang bang, then very less teams would actually come close to Rajasthan because these two are probably two of the best that any team has got. So I think for RR, the problem is more in the middle order and the late middle order. That's where they have people like Riyan Parag and Tewatia and Shivam Dubey. So very inexperienced and young Indian batsmen they are depending upon. I mean, they also have tried to do whatever the best they can, at least better than SRH so far, because SRH Indian core has really disappointed. So, I mean, it could be RR could be in business if they chase, because I don't think they have the bowling to defend the scores, and SRH is much better bowling than them. So, I hope that RR wins the toss and chases, because that's the only chance they can have in the game.
Also, Norman, so I wanted to ask this to Shripali, but I'm not so sure that is she a regular watching this Indian Premier League. Are you a regular, Shripali?
I'm not watching actually regularly because I'm doing classes in that time. Anyway, I want to mention out of cricket, okay, something else. Mention something else out of cricket. Because I know this broadcast is going viral in India. So these days, COVID is going horrible in India. So I want to tell this because normally I do fitness and I have a new fitness model with fitness and yoga meditation. And so I would like to tell all the people in India who is living, especially not only India, all over the world. So try to do at least pranayama, pranayama, right? Breathing. So breathing, if they can improve lung capacity. So, so through breathing, they can be success. And also yoga also doing pranayama, right? So
Yeah.
at least try to be healthy and to fight with COVID, against COVID, not with actually, against COVID. So please try to do.
Exactly what I
Everything
was
helps.
pointing. If you could just encourage all the people through them, through people like Alan or Shripali, I mean, it would be great. Just the way Shripali just mentioned that right now, which is very, very important to do pranayama. Yoga is very, very good for everyone to increase their lung capacity. So just take out some time every day in the morning and do all these things. It is very, very important, because if you stay fit, if you take that, if you do that for yourself, that is how you're going to help your family, yourself, and the rest of the people of India. Yeah, Alan, you were saying something.
No, I agree totally. And it's difficult, if you're sitting around, you're overthinking, and it's a tough situation, especially for you guys in India. But yoga, breathing, stretching, it's very difficult. You can't exactly go out and go for a run around the park to relieve a bit of tension, because you can't. So just yoga, spot on.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we must not forget Shripali's YouTube channel, her social media platform. She has online classes at Myris Yoga and Fitness, correct, Shripali?
Yeah, no.
So Myris.
Myris.
So you got a new subscriber, Shripali. I'm going to join.
Yeah, in my YouTube channel, there are so many videos. Dr. Murujari is doing yoga and meditation, and my side is fitness, of course. So,
what do you mean, of course?
This is
I'm fitness too.
Special request.
I knew something.
Thank you so much.
All right. I'm sure
I just want to show you something. 2 seconds.
Yeah, Alan.
All right, Anneysha, if you're serious, you should come on one of Shripali's online classes from India. You could you could be her Indian arm of the business.
Sure. That's what I mentioned, that you got a new subscriber in your channel. I'm going to join that today itself.
Of course, I need it.
Yeah, Alan. Yeah.
Just for those in India who don't take it seriously here, and obviously it's minimal, it's non-existent. But I look after my mum, she's 82. You never know. So this is what I wear. That's why I'm asked.
Oh, what is the name of this mask?
Oh,
well, it's my friend, it's Drager, a friend of, seriously, Norman, I've worn that into Coles when we had the first lock here in Perth last year, and they all looked at me as if I was mad. I couldn't care less. Because you just never know. I've had the other masks, but yeah, my friend gave me that. It's used for welding and asbestos and all sorts of stuff. So if it's good enough for that, it'll keep the COVID out, that's for sure. So that's what I wear. You look stupid, but I don't care. At least they can't recognize me when I put it on anyway.
Now, Bear Marani has said that, which was a beautiful comment. Then he said this.
The shape is
and also, then I also have something to show.
Ayo.
This simple stuff, if people can wear.
Okay, that's a face shield.
It's a big mask, yeah. So only it's simple thing actually.
You know what? After I get to see all these things, I feel the entire house can be casted for Avengers the next season. We can wear all these things.
Norman, is that photo I sent you with my Hasmo thing on?
Yeah, you did.
We're good to go.
So go ahead. Go, Shvar.
Excuse me, Alan, can you share the picture with us? So I want to check it out.
Well,
With
the
that
mask.
mask thing?
Yeah, the
yeah,
picture.
yeah.
Did you put it on? Oh God.
So
Not that.
Oh, all
Yes,
right.
You can't hear me or recognize me.
And also I heard we have to cover the eyes also.
Pardon?
Not only nose, not only mouth, we have to cover the eyes.
Keshu has
Everything.
meditation through music or yoga through music. Shubhani
Keshu,
is yoga.
you should sing a song actually. All
Okay, he
right.
has that for eyes. All right. Well protected. But before I move ahead with the game tonight, Norman, are you fine? Because I'm observing you that you're coughing from a long time. Are you fine?
It's the food he had. He needs some throaties,
Oh.
as we call them in Australia. Some lozenges. Buttermenthol.
Now I've got a bit of a cold, but not anything worse.
It's winter
fine.
season here. Well,
Take
coming
care,
up.
take care.
Yeah, I'm taking care. Don't worry.
Okay,
But I
after
must
all
quickly,
these-
I want to tell people about the fact that I was down at Coogee Beach. I went to the Cashew like this. I went down towards the life-saving club, the surf life-saving club, and there's a man on a buggy with a surfboard. I stop him and I said, "Can I ask you about cricket?" And he goes, "Is this a G up?" I said, "Why?" It was Dave Warner's wife's brother, Candace's brother. I casually just talked to, and he told me about exactly what Candace was told. That Dave Warner actually doesn't know why he was dropped. That he's been dropped not just from the team, sorry, from captaincy, but from the team. It was an interesting conversation. Anyway, that's an aside. Back to you, Anneysha.
Yeah, because I have to quickly sign off. I wanted to sign off before, after I ask you cricketing questions. So we have such a wonderful house today. So the first one is to Norman. I know you're the host, but then you have got so much knowledge in this. This question is about the second game. Norman, what will be Punjab's strategy to stop Prithvi Shaw and Shikhar Dhawan?
Very, very good question. The fact is that Delhi Capitals are somewhat invincible. They absolutely thumped in their last. They thumped their opposition in the last game. You've got to get on the front foot. You've actually got to take what the deliveries that SRH bowled in one of the previous games directly to the feet of the likes of Punt was significant. Pretty sure as well. They've got to bowl very good Yorkers and very good leg stump deliveries because both batsmen aren't perhaps that good on that particular delivery. They love the ball short. They love the ball coming on the bat, certainly, but they don't like the ball right at their feet. So I think that's an obvious tactic, but they've got to get them early. They've got to go hard and go early. Otherwise, they're going to be beaten quite comprehensively. Delhi Capitals are still one of my favourite sides in the comp. I know Keshu loves CSK, but he's in mourning of late from CSK. After he's a bit disappointed after the loss. In fact, that's why he's so quiet, because he was gloating, wasn't he, last time? Anneysha, oh, CSK. But today, not much going on there.
All right, Keshav, this last question is to you before I sign off. I mean, it is strange to see Malan yet not getting a game. You see in the last game, Punjab going for a mini collapse after they lost the wicket of Gale.
Yeah, I mean, today you would expect Malan to be in for Pooran, or if they keep giving him chances, I think it'll be a bit comic, isn't it? I mean, people are starting to call Pooran as Poor Run on Twitter, and they're trolling him because he's got like 4 ducks this season already. So one good thing which can happen if they have Malan is that KL Rahul will know that there is somebody who can stabilize the innings if he goes out early, because he needs to play like the old KL Rahul we know. In last knock, he played a bit like that, and we all know what happened. I mean, he took the score to a really good total, and they were able to defend it. So yeah, I mean, if Malan is in, it will help KL Rahul in his batting as well. But the thing is, what if Mayank Agarwal is back from the injury? So Now Gale played that gem of a knock at opening position. So now you there will be some sort of conundrum like who to open with, and because if you go back to Gale at 3, and if you want to play Malan as well, then I think 4 is a bit too low for Malan, because at 4 you need likes of Maxwell and the big hitters coming in down the order. Malan is somebody who will take his own time, and then once he's settled, then only his strike rate would go up eventually. So what they can do is, if all are available, then my personal choice would be for KL Rahul to drop to number 4, because out of all these guys, I think he's the one who can play in any position. He's quite flexible. We have seen him play at 5 for India and ODIs actually. So if he goes at 4 and you have Mayank, Gale, and Malan in the top 3, then I think that gives them a very solid look. And after that, you also have Shah Rukh Khan to come, Deepak Hooda to come, Jordan to come. So one good thing that will do is, if Rahul comes in at 4, he will not actually have any of the deliveries to waste like he's doing or consume. So hopefully, if the top 3 would have given a good start, then Rahul can just go bang bang from ball 1. So I'm really looking forward, and I hope that Meredith also plays. He was impressive in the last game. I know Norman is not really impressed from him, but he should be handy tonight if he plays.
Yeah. So
Do you
before
think that if-
Norman comments on this about Riley Meredith, Norman, I have to sign off right now. But it's always a pleasure to host this show with you. Also, I had a very good time with Alan and Shripalli and Keshav always. Thank you so much for having me again and again. It's a double-header game. First is Rajasthan Royals versus Sunrisers Hyderabad. The next is Punjab Kings versus Delhi Capitals. 2 amazing games we're going to witness. And also, one last thing which I want to mention before I sign off, that is to your viewers. I've got those views from Shripalli and Alan. I want to know from all of you, all those who are watching this show right now, across the globe. Norman has fans everywhere, from India, from Australia, from England, everybody. Do you think IPL should be banned? I would be waiting for your answers. Thank you, and thank you for having me on Eyes on Cricket with Norman Kochner. Thank you.
Thank you, Anneysha. Thank you very much. It's always lovely to have you here.
Yes.
We've got Shripalli to connect with now. Connect,
Yeah.
okay?
Yes, definitely. You got to have a new subscriber today. Thanks.
Okay. And I'm expecting, Alan, you to subscribe to Shripalli's page. Keshu, the same.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Morris, yoga and fitness. Keshu, and Shripalli, we should join Keshu's page as well. And ultimately, we're going to have a one called Normally, aren't we, Alan? So
We are,
it's gonna
yeah,
be-
absolutely. It's just
So
a shame with this COVID, because Norman and I we're meant to be, in Punjab last year, Punjab region of India,
Exactly.
coaching, etc. The idea was to catch the train from Punjab down to Goa, doing videos and meeting people and talking cricket, like a cricket tragic abroad that I am. But next year, the year after.
It'll happen. It's going to happen for sure. And Shripalli will drag you along too, being being a female bowling coach. Certainly.
Yep.
The other thing that's important.
Sure.
What I must say though, this what Alan and I are talking about is going to develop. Steve Orr's planning on coming next week. He's going to talk about his book. Alan's going to get involved with that. Keshu's been absolutely brilliant at night with me. He plays some. Shripalli and Alan, did you hear his songs? He sings beautifully. I think he was trying to romance me actually, and I had to refrain. I had to hold back.
Rock and roll, reggae. Kushal?
No, I'm more into Bollywood stuff because I'm a film composer here in Bollywood. More into Hindi songs, but I did sing "Imagine" by John Lennon the other day for Norman, and
Beautiful.
I had changed the lyrics a bit, based on the situation we are living in currently.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I know Alan's got one question for you, Keshu. Your homework next time is to learn a Bob Marley track. Like, stand up, stand up for you, right?
Actually, I was talking to Jimmy Adams, who captained the West Indies. He's from Jamaica. And I am friends with Rohan Marley, who was one of Bob Marley's children, one of many. and Rohan Marley played in the NFL gridiron for Miami, I think. And he was married to. Kisha, have you heard of a Western group called the Fugees?
No.
The Fugees? No,
I have.
they're quite a big band. Yeah, Lauryn Hill. He was married to Lauryn Hill, who was a female singer for the Fugees. Had about 6 children. I'm sorry, that's Rohan Marley. And Jimmy is mates with Ziggy Marley, who's Bob Marley's son. He's had a lot of hits in around the world.
Amazing.
You can Google it. That's the easiest thing in the world now. Google or YouTube.
All right,
I wish I had YouTube when I wish I was younger. I had YouTube. Wouldn't have to have sat there and just watched hour and hour of videotape, not DVD, videotape of cricket to learn how to bowl from Malcolm Marshall, all the greats, Michael Holding, Dennis Lee. Now it's just YouTube. Thank you. Fast, easy.
We're getting a lot of guests from California. They're waking up in California. We've got Dinesh here is talking about Liverpool, the football club, and about the situation there where there's people are back and no problems. IPL should continue. Football has helped people in the UK. So what he's saying is effectively IPL should continue helping the people, as did football in the UK and rugby league and the like in Sydney and Australia. And we're getting Vishnu Reddy, who's from, I'm guessing, San Francisco or San Francisco, California. Brilliant.
Yep.
So Shapali,
Yeah.
make sure
I found Keshu's, I think. Keshu's
thank you.
song, right?
Yes.
See how quickly that was?
Yeah, that seems to be my voice. I can recognize.
This year, right?
Yeah, that's me.
See, look at that, Kesh. You've got a Sri Lankan fan now.
The first one.
She'll ask for your poster to put on her wall next.
Yeah.
She's probably my first Sri Lankan fan.
But Shapali, the important thing is you connect with Anneysha, get on a live
No.
video.
In Sri Lanka, people are watching in the face.
Good.
Keshu,
Oh, hello.
in Sri Lanka, Sri Lankan people, so many people are watching Hindi movies and listening to Hindi songs. So I think you have a crowd here also.
No, but I have not personally known any Sri Lankan before. So thanks to Norman for introducing you to us over here. And because I am not yet as popular or my songs are not famous yet. So that way I thought maybe nobody would have heard my songs in Sri Lanka so far. So you are probably the first one.
And Shapali only has about 700,000 or 800,000 following her on Facebook only. It's a small group. Alan, how many people are following you on Facebook?
I don't know, a few thousand. I don't live on Facebook.
I'm just joking.
I'm just getting banned on Facebook because I keep cracking jokes that Facebook doesn't find funny. Depends what political
I'm just joking.
If you ask me how many people follow me, I think whatever amount of people follow me, 99% might be from my family itself.
Okay, we've got a question for Baram Irani. He's asking who the Malaysian cricketer who was once on the show. She was in fact the Malaysian cricket captain, Winifred Durasayam. She watches this show. She's around. All right. Okay, we might as well just, of course, Anneysha had other commitments. That's why she left. But let's just quickly talk about who's going to win this match, the first match, SRH and Rajasthan Royals. Who's going to win that match?
Well, 2 so far with 1 draw. And they're worried about Rabada's form. So, quick while away. Whoever gets the most runs is going to win.
That's a good decision. I think SRH. What do you think, Kesha?
Yeah, I think SRH as well. Hoping that Kane Williamson can, bring a bit of change of fortune for them. Although too late for them to be making this change in a quest to make it to the playoffs. I don't think they will be able to win like 7 out of the 8 games left. But yeah, I mean, today, since the opposition is probably down and out because of unavailability of their star players, I think SRH should have the upper hand.
Yeah. Shapali, who do you think is going to win? Shapali? Who's going to win?
Yeah. Sorry?
Who's going to win? Sunrisers Hyderabad or Rajasthan Royals?
Actually, I only know about Mumbai Indians and RCB. I don't know other teams. I know, but I'm not watching those matches. But
That's okay.
I'm watching Mumbai Indians matches and Kohli's team matches, RCB.
So Norman, she would have enjoyed last night's game, isn't it? If she's a Mumbai fan.
Exactly. Mumbai beat CSK. That laugh is
I love them, especially. I like Mumbai, especially the way they play and their attitudes, amazing, and teamwork, super, really, really good to see.
Norman, maybe she's not telling she likes Mumbai also because Jayawardene is the coach over there. So Sri Lanka connect.
Of course, yeah. That also, but mostly last year. So I always support Mumbai Indians because
So
Hardik Pandya.
that way you should also start supporting and following Rajasthan from this year because Sangha is over there.
Exactly.
No, my favorite player, Kohli.
Okay. So, but if you're going to pick a team
So
against,
that's right.
I think your team is Rajasthan Royals against Sunrise. I'll take that as a play. Okay, next game. Delhi Capitals versus Punjab Kings. I'm thinking Delhi Capitals for sure. Keshu?
I'll go with Punjab because I think that they have probably found their rhythm. If you remember last year also, they didn't have a great first half, and in the second half, once they found the right combination, they actually ended up winning 5 out of the last 7 games, and they just missed the playoffs quite marginally. So I'm backing Punjab to do well tonight, and really hoping that David Malan comes into the team.
Wonderful. Alan, do you have a team?
I'm going for whoever Chris Gale plays for.
That's Punjab.
That's the one. I think he's phenomenal. I absolutely. Do you know? Last year I was watching it, and I nearly fell off my chair. He scored He's hit over 1,000 sixes in IPL.
Amazing.
That's over 6,000 runs, and it's a great milestone. So he scored 5,000. He's done 10 boundaries plus. He's just phenomenal.
Yeah. Alan, have you played against Chris Gale?
I haven't. I was just before him, but obviously Viv Richards. He could hit the ball. Adam Gilchrist. There was a few. Jack Callis. There was a few around. Sachin. He didn't mind giving the ball a bit of a touch with his 3-pound 2-ounce bat. I'll tell you a story about Sachin. We played a test match against India at Trent Bridge, and we actually at lunchtime went into his Indian dressing room. We had a measurement. Dominic Cork did with a measuring tape. Because obviously you can only have the width of your bat. It has to be a legal width. Yes. We measured the width of his bat, and it was just thinner than the legal width. And he made it look like the size of a barn door. It's just phenomenal. Absolutely. And in fact, Dominic Cork, who played for England all-rounder, he used to talk a lot and bad mouth. And out of the blue, at the end of the over, I was grabbing my jumper and my hat, and I put it back, and I'm listening. And Sachin's a lovely, lovely man. He just said, "Excuse me, Mr. Cork. When are you coming back onto bowl? I like your bowling." Unbelievable. It's phenomenal.
Shapali, you want to go? You've just mentioned, are you okay? Shapali wants to go. She has other commitments. So let's all say goodbye to Shapali. And remember, Myris Yoga and Fitness. We're all going to be at your yoga class and your fitness class next week. All right.
Yeah,
Social
thank you
Pally.
so much for having me.
Make sure you post.
Yeah,
your
Norman, thank you so much
details.
for having me here. And Alan, nice to meet you here. And also Keshu, I'm following you from now. Thank you so much. And see you once again. And thank you so much, Norman, again and again.
Oh, hang on
Okay,
before you
see
go.
you. Bye.
Bye-bye. I was
Yeah,
going to show you
Norman?
the cup.
Yeah, I saw. Congratulations. Nice.
Okay. All right. I'm going to send one to you all. All right, guys. Thanks,
Bye.
Shapali. Big kiss. Ciao. You know, guys, we just had two very special women on the show, didn't we? I mean, the sweetest two. Really, really sweet. All right, guys. We're going to wrap this up shortly because I've got another commitment to go to. Alan, you've been very good. I'm very impressed with you today. You look refreshed. You look younger.
Oh, 10 years.
I mean,
Yeah,
I don't want Keshu. Keshu, I know you're not well, are you?
No, I'm fine.
I'm used to you
I
being
just,
with
Could have iron tablets and vitamin D. The doctors, a proper virologist in America, and they'd say that helps a lot with this COVID stuff.
Yeah.
It's got some of the antibodies. And now we're going to get some music now. We're off. The boys are in.
No. I just wanted to show you this. So Brad Hogg has actually just tweeted that where was the spirit of the game? Look at the batsman on the last ball last night. How far he is.
Wow.
How far he is.
But you know what?
And they
He should have
needed
pulled out of his run-up.
two of the... Yeah, I mean, this is absurd,
bowling?
isn't it?
Who's bowling?
It was Engidi to Pollard, last ball.
Yeah. Oh, I'll tell
And
you
look-
what, mind you, I can tell you as a fast bowler, you do, especially one-day games, when it gets to the penultimate moments where they try and turn a 1 into a 2, etc. I'll tell you what, you just get a sixth sense. You don't man-cat about it. You just jump and you pull out of your bowling action and you just look at him. You look at the umpire.
Yeah, I
and say
mean,
nothing.
and in the context of this game, it was so important because they needed two of the last ball.
But is it illegal though? It's not illegal what he's doing. He's not. If you don't do anything about it, he can do that.
Bowler, it's not illegal, but it's up to the bowler to just, because he's bowling, he's in control at that moment. He's letting the ball go. Say, get there and just go, no, sorry, and just look at the batsman and say, does it again. That's it, and then he won't do it again.
Do you know?
And if he does it again, just keep pulling out of your action. Just pull out. We can be here all night if you want. I've done that before. Many times.
Well, the Mancat family, the man, Mr. Mancat himself, his son, Rahul Mancat, is a good friend of mine. He lives in London. Really cool dude. Really nice bloke. All right, guys.
It's like the underarm ball. Before they changed the law, we have to have it above the height of your shoulder to a certain degree. Before that, you could bowl underarm when Trevor Chappell did it. It was in the rules, but no one had ever done it, so they didn't really quite think about not banning it.
So had Ngidi stopped and turned around and hit the stumps, it would have been run out. You don't think of a warning? It's a gentleman's game.
He wouldn't have been run out because he hadn't bowled the ball. The ball's not live.
Yeah.
But you can run, jump, and then put your other hand, hit the stump. That's called man-cat. That sort of circumvents the ball being live.
But I think he would have gotten out only after first warning, not in the first time, maybe.
That's true. Actually, technically, you can be technically out the first ball, Keshu.
You can man-cat in first ball. You can't do that shit. Boom. It's unsportsmanlike from a bowler's point of view. And us bowlers, we're very sportsmanlike.
Exactly.
No, but that's the thing. I mean, Alan, that's the thing, isn't it? If we say it's unsportsmanlike from the bowler, then the amount of advantage that the non-striker took, isn't that unsportsmanlike from him?
No, that's cheating.
It is. It is.
I mean, we only look at one side, not the other side.
Oh, no, I agree totally. And that's why, and I've, one-day games, especially domestic cricket, where it's not necessarily on television, county cricket or first-class cricket, I've seen it out. I've been there bowling, and you run and you jump, and you can sit. But the thing is, it's the same thing really. you run any jump, and you can just pick up a sixth sense that he's well past. Like when you bowl, you know if it's going to be a ball. It's no through your run up and muscle memory. Same thing is no, just stop. Look at him.
I mean, Muncutt is a person. Muncutt is a person, an Indian bowler who performed the task. He was an actual player. And they asked me about, do I like Sri Lankan Indian food? I love all food. I love all food. All right, guys. My mother is not very far away. We're going to have a break now. So I'm going to say goodbye to you, lovely gentlemen. If it was another time slot, I'd talk for hours, but I can't today. So thank you very much. Certainly, Alan, thank you very much for your time. You're fantastic. If you've got time in the morning, you want to wake up, join us again, because Kesha will be on with me potentially. So we can continue this conversation.
What time is that Perth time? Because we're a bit backward here in Perth.
I know. It's 4:45 my time, so it's 2:45 a.m. your time.
I will see how we go, and I might surprise you. You never know.
Well, I'll send you the link. Yeah. All right, Kesha. Thanks, guys.
Okay, so hopefully
Jimmy
Adams. In due course, we get Jimmy Adams on board, Steve Waugh, a few others.
Yeah, it's amazing. Thanks, Alan. Thanks for your help with Steve Waugh. And obviously,
as the summer progresses, and obviously I'm very good. Chris Silverwood is a good England coach, one of my best friends in cricket. We toured South Africa, and great man. And as the guys come out here, and we'll get them on board.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Alan. Really appreciate it. Kesha, thank you, guys. I have to say goodbye now. This is Norman Kochnik from Eyes on Cricket, the Normali Show, the Kesha Show. We're all going to be together very soon. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Anneysha and Shapali as well. Magnificent show. Really enjoyed it. All right, guys. Ciao, ciao.